Hi, I'm Dr. Papya Bhattacharjee. This problem is simple but very, very important to learn. You'll probably use this type of problem a lot in future. So the problem is a function is given. F of x is 3x minus 2. And you have to evaluate the function at various values. Now, suppose you want to evaluate f of 0. What will you do? So notice, instead of x, we have 0, which means we have to plug this value, the 0, in the function expression, and you have to plug 0 in wherever there is x. That's the idea. Now, usually when there are just real numbers you have to plug in, it's not that difficult. But sometimes you actually have to plug in another expression inside the function. And that's when things can get a little confusing. So this is the best way to look at this type of problem. Whenever you have to evaluate a function, think of it this way. So you are given f of x is 3x minus 2. Consider wherever there is x, there is an empty box. So it's almost like f of empty box is equal to 3 times empty box minus 2. And then whatever you have to plug in for x, you just put that inside this empty box. That's the best way, that's the best strategy to evaluate a function. So let's try that. So now the first problem, we have to plug in 0. So think of the same way, you put 0 inside this empty box. Okay, so the right hand side is 3 times, here you have a 0, minus 2. Well, that means this is 3 times 0 minus 2, and so this is negative 2. That's the value for f of 0. Let's try f of 5. Same way. Look what is in the empty box, right? 5. 5 is here. So you put 5 inside the empty box on the right hand side. So this is 3. Inside the box, you put 5 minus 2. So it's 3 times 5 minus 2. So that's 15 minus 2. That is 30. All right, the last one. Now you have to put an expression, an entire expression inside this empty box. Okay, so you have 3, and inside the box, you put x minus 1. And then you have minus 2. Now this is where you have to be very careful, right? This x minus 1, the entire thing is multiplied by 3. So remember that. This is 3 times x minus 1 minus 2. And distribute the 3. You get 3x minus 3. And then you still have minus 2. So you get 3x minus 5. And that's the answer. Thank you.